কার্নিভাল ভিজুয়াল সাপোর্ট সেন্টারে আপনাকে স্বাগতম। হোম অথবা কর্পোরেট প্যাকেজ থেকে বেছে নিন এক্সক্লুসিভ ডিলস। আপনি কার্নিভাল ফ্যামিলির একজন মেম্বার
Yes,
হলে
Hassan,
ক্লিক
voice
করুন
works.
এক্সিস্টিং ইউজার বাটনে।
Selamat siang, apa kabar semuanya? Salam sehat untuk kita semua. Semoga di tengah pandemi COVID-19 ini kita semua masih diberikan kesehatan dan tetap semangat dalam berkarya. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Cynthia Rompas. I'm a news anchor Kompas TV. It's a news television in Indonesia. It's such an honor for me to join and able to be a moderator at this event. And I want to say thank you to all participants who's joining us this afternoon. And thank you very much to all wonderful speaker this afternoon. Siang ini kita akan mengangkat tema Accelerating the Digital Transformation Journey in the Telecommunication Space. Tentunya perkembangan zaman membuat ataupun bahkan memaksa masyarakat untuk bisa berjalan beriringan dengan perkembangan teknologi. Hal ini pula yang membuat dunia digital bertransformasi untuk mengubah ke arah yang lebih baik dengan memberikan kemudahan dalam memberikan servisnya. I believe digital transformation makes business to be more efficient, productive, and generate more revenue. With digitalization, business now can easily access data pertaining to their business operation, helping measuring performance and also improving their business process. Siang ini kita juga akan mempelajari perubahan dalam dunia telekomunikasi serta pemahaman yang lebih dalam mengenai tren dan solusi yang akan mendominasi kontak center. Pastinya ada strateginya. Untuk itu kita bergabung semua di sini untuk melihat strategi apa yang bisa kita manfaatkan untuk meningkatkan servis dalam bisnis kita masing-masing. So, allow me to introduce our wonderful speaker this afternoon, Bapak Ronald Adrianta, Director PT Jasnita Telekomindo Tbk. Selamat siang, Pak Ronald.
Ya, selamat siang.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And also Ms. Jennifer Zhang, co-founder and CEO WIS Holding Pte Ltd. Hi, Ms. Zhang, how are you? All right, and please welcome Mr. Ola Johannes Lin, Director Business Development Lines Group Singapore. Hi, Mr. Lin, how are you?
Very good, thank you. And
thank you for
both
joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you for Mr. Hassan Mehdi, Executive Director Lines Group Singapore. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thanks, and thanks to everybody.
All right, thank you for joining and thank you for your time to all speaker this afternoon. Baik, tanpa menunggu waktu lama, kami akan mempersilahkan kepada para pembicara untuk menyampaikan materinya. Kami juga mempersilahkan kepada seluruh partisipan untuk bisa bertanya. Namun saat sesi presentasi, pertanyaan hanya diperbolehkan melalui media chat dalam aplikasi Zoom ini. Namun nanti di akhir acara kita akan ada sesi question and answer. Disitulah para partisipan yang ingin bertanya langsung dipersilahkan untuk membuka mic-nya. So, each company will have maximum 30 minutes to explain about their services and about their business. Sesi pertama akan kami persilahkan kepada Bapak Ronald Adrianta, Direktur PT Jasnita Telekomindo Tbk untuk menyampaikan materi dan presentasinya. Silakan Pak Ronald, kami persilahkan.
Oke, terima kasih Cynthia. Selamat siang Bapak Ibu sekalian. Terima kasih untuk kehadirannya pada siang hari ini. Sebentar saya share screen dulu. Oke, pada siang hari ini saya ingin membawakan beberapa materi yang berhubungan dengan tema kita hari ini, yaitu Accelerating the Digital Transformation Journey di Telecommunication Space. Hari ini ada dua topik yang akan, dua agenda yang akan saya bawakan. Jadi pertama, contact center trend di tahun 2021, dan yang kedua sedikit tentang Jasnita. Nah, untuk contact center trend sendiri di tahun 2021 mungkin yang akan saya bahas di sini bukan tren semacam tren fashion ya, tapi lebih ke arah direction teknologi yang akan digunakan di contact center. Nah, untuk tren pertama yang sangat-sangat dibutuhkan oleh contact center di tahun ini itu adalah cloud technology. Dan cloud yang saya maksud di sini itu lebih ke contact center cloud system. Nah, kenapa cloud ini sangat dibutuhkan di tahun 2021? Jadi pertama, cloud ini akan memberikan business agility untuk contact center. Nah, apa yang dimaksud dengan business agility? Jadi dengan business agility ini, sekarang contact center bisa beroperasi dari mana saja. Dari segi agent, mereka bisa mengakses sistem dari manapun, entah itu dari rumah, ataupun kalau mereka sedang berhalangan, tidak bisa ke kantor, mereka tetap bisa kerja dari rumah. Dan kedua juga, supervisor juga bisa melakukan tugas supervisinya dari manapun. Jadi mereka bisa mengawasi kinerja agent-agentnya seperti apa, bisa melakukan call whispering, call batch dari manapun mereka berada. Dan yang kedua dengan business agility ini, kalau dulu mungkin untuk menambah satu agent itu dibutuhkan waktu bisa beberapa hari. Dengan cloud contact center solution, ini akan dibutuhkan waktu cuma dalam hitungan menit ataupun dalam hitungan jam. Jadi tergantung dari vendor yang akan menghandle sistem contact center tersebut. Selain itu, dengan business agility, sistem-sistem yang dipakai oleh contact center itu akan bisa di-customize sesuai kebutuhan. Jadi misalnya untuk call center tertentu mungkin KPI yang diukur itu berbeda. Jadi itu bisa di-customize sehingga supervisor atau manajemen bisa melihat KPI yang dipakai untuk mengukur kinerja agent. Untuk kedua, business continuity. Jadi keuntungan kedua dengan cloud contact center solution ini adalah business continuity. Jadi kalau ada satu hal yang bisa kita pelajari dari tahun 2020 kemarin, dengan adanya pandemi COVID, business continuity ini adalah salah satu yang sangat penting, yang harus kita pikirkan. Jadi dengan cloud contact center, pandemi kemarin ini tidak akan jadi pandemi terakhir yang akan kita hadapi. Di kemudian hari pasti ada pandemi-pandemi lain yang akan kita lalui bersama. Nah, selain itu, dengan cloud contact center, pihak contact center sendiri pun tidak perlu memusingkan siapa sih yang akan melakukan backup, siapa yang akan membangun sistem redundancy, siapa yang akan menyiapkan disaster recovery site. Jadi semuanya ini akan dihandle oleh vendor contact center sistem tersebut. Terus keuntungan ketiga, kenapa sangat penting untuk beralih ke cloud? Itu adalah improve security. Mungkin untuk perusahaan-perusahaan yang belum punya tim IT security sendiri, nah ini untuk security-nya bisa dihandle oleh vendor cloud contact center tersebut. Banyak kita ketemu customer, jadi waktu ada kebutuhan untuk membuka sistem PBX mereka atau sistem contact center mereka ke public internet, itu masalahnya biasanya satu, sistem tidak ready. Jadi mereka pakai sistem yang mungkin sudah legacy, sudah lama, jadi belum siap untuk diekspos ke internet. Dan kedua, jika sudah diekspos, ini yang terjadi biasanya malah mereka membuka security loophole. Jadi entah sistemnya terhack dari luar, jadi ada panggilan-panggilan ke negara-negara tertentu yang sebetulnya tidak berhubungan dengan customer itu sendiri. Yang terakhir, keuntungan terakhir dengan beralihnya ke cloud contact center, itu akan meningkatkan produktivitas dari contact center tersebut. Jadi contohnya nih, kalau misalnya di banking, jadi IT department dari bank tersebut, mereka bisa fokus gimana sih caranya mendeliver banking services terbaik untuk customer. Dan untuk teknologi contact center-nya sendiri, nah ini biar nanti dari cloud contact center provider yang akan mensupport. Dan dengan cloud contact center sendiri ini bisa dipastikan bahwa contact center atau pengguna itu akan selalu mendapatkan layanan yang terbaik dan yang terbaru. Dan akan selalu mendapatkan upgrade. Karena sistem cloud contact center ini itu tidak akan statis. Jadi dengan seiring perkembangan zaman selalu akan ada fitur-fitur baru yang akan bisa didapatkan oleh pengguna sekalian. Oke, tren kedua yang kita observe dari market itu adalah multi-cloud. Jadi kalau dulu di legacy system, semuanya itu mungkin harus disediakan dari satu sistem. Jadi misalnya untuk contact center-nya, itu semua dari satu vendor. Sampai CRM-nya, sampai ticketing system-nya, semua harus dari satu vendor. Nah, dengan multi-cloud ini, tidak akan ada lagi yang namanya proprietary system. Jadi customer itu bisa memilih teknologi apa atau layanan mana yang mau mereka pakai. Jadi contohnya nih, untuk cloud contact center-nya mungkin mereka bisa pakai Just Cloud. Terus untuk CRM-nya mereka bisa pakai Salesforce. Terus mungkin karena ada fitur, karena customer udah pakai Microsoft Teams, nah nanti kita akan menghubungkan sistem contact center-nya dengan Microsoft Teams. Jadi ini didukung dengan open system yang API based, dan customer juga bisa memilih fitur-fitur apa yang mereka butuhkan, itu akan dengan mudah bisa ditambahkan. Dan juga ini akan highly customizable. Kalau sistem proprietary itu biasanya untuk melakukan perubahan atau untuk feature request, itu biasanya akan memakan waktu sangat lama. Contohnya misalnya kalau pakai Cisco atau Avaya, misalnya ada perubahan, itu entah harus development lama, dan juga mungkin biayanya juga akan lebih mahal, jauh lebih mahal. Dan yang terakhir juga trennya, cloud system ini akan jadi agnostik. Jadi itu tidak masalah CRM mana yang dipakai, entah itu Salesforce, Freshdesk, Desk.com, ataupun misalnya ticketing system yang manapun, semuanya akan bisa disupport dengan open system ini. Selain itu, tren ketiga yang kita sudah awasi di pasar, ini adalah omnichannel. Jadi kalau dulu mungkin traffic contact center itu banyaknya di voice, nah ke depannya ini akan berubah. Jadi nggak cuma voice, tapi akan ke video juga, apalagi dengan teknologi 5G yang sudah mulai diimplementasikan di negara-negara lain. Mungkin video akan jadi salah satu channel untuk contact center ke depannya. Nah, contohnya untuk video ini misalnya di industri tertentu, mungkin untuk telemedicine, untuk ketemu dengan dokter secara virtual. Mungkin ini akan dibutuhkan teknologi video, karena untuk dokter untuk bisa mengakses kondisi pasien, ya ini video sangat dibutuhkan. Terus yang channel ketiga yang kita sudah lihat sangat berkembang dengan pesat itu adalah fitur chat dan sosial media. Nah, cuman kendalanya sih kalau di sosial media itu mungkin banyak noise, jadi banyak misalnya kalau lewat Instagram atau lewat Twitter mungkin banyak mention ataupun hal-hal lain yang sebetulnya tidak perlu dibalas atau direspon oleh contact center. Nah, pada umumnya sih paling minim yang kita lihat itu kebanyakan customer itu implementasinya itu di WhatsApp channel untuk sekarang. Nah, kenapa omnichannel ini penting? Jadi kita juga lihat banyak perubahan behavior juga di sisi end user, end customer. Kalau dulunya mereka mungkin lebih pilih untuk ngomong langsung, nah sekarang ini perubahannya udah mulai kelihatan. Jadi saya sendiri juga mungkin dulu lebih prefer untuk telepon ke bank kalau ada masalah. Tapi sekarang dengan adanya chat itu lebih relax. Jadi saya nggak perlu nunggu di telepon, nggak perlu megang. Saya tinggal chat, send message. Nah nanti waktu ada agent siap, nanti ada pop up atau apa untuk info ke saya kalau pertanyaan saya akan dijawab. Tren keempat yang juga udah mulai banyak dipakai itu adalah bots dan AI. Kenapa bots dan AI ini penting? Jadi semua bisnis itu pasti fokusnya adalah growth. Jadi mereka mau berkembang dalam sisi revenue atau mungkin dalam sisi jumlah user yang memakai sistem atau layanan mereka. Nah, dengan adanya growth ini, berarti semakin banyak customer yang akan interaksi dengan layanan atau perusahaan tersebut. Nah, masalah paling utama yang dihadapi oleh perusahaan-perusahaan ini adalah staffing. Gimana caranya untuk mensupport sebegitu banyaknya customer dengan staff contact center yang tidak bisa menambah jumlahnya seperti jumlah customer. Jadi contoh kalau mungkin contact center total 10 orang bisa menghandle untuk 1.000 customer. Kalau sekarang mereka punya 10.000 customer, tentunya kan tidak bisa menambah jumlah contact center agent proporsional dengan jumlah customer. Nah, di sini jawabannya adalah dengan bots dan AI. Bagaimana kita bisa deploy bots dan AI untuk membantu contact center kita? Jadi ada beberapa area. Pertama, untuk high volume dan low complexity transaction. Jadi misalnya nih untuk ngecek order status. Jadi kalau e-commerce, biasanya high volume itu adalah untuk pengecekan order. Ordernya sekarang prosesnya di mana? Apa sudah dikirim atau masih diproses oleh merchant? Terus yang kedua mungkin untuk di industri logistik untuk track package. Jadi untuk cari tahu paket saya sekarang di mana? Apa sudah dikirim atau masih diproses di logistik company-nya atau sudah dibawa kurir? Terus juga misalnya untuk bikin appointment. Jadi untuk misalnya di hospitality, untuk book appointment, mungkin untuk treatment, untuk spa, untuk massage, dan lain-lain. Terus yang area kedua itu untuk low volume dan high complexity. Jadi contohnya misalnya ada customer complaint, ada sesuatu masalah dengan produknya. Nah, di sini bot tidak akan bisa menghandle semuanya, tapi bot bisa dipakai untuk triage dan data gathering. Maksudnya triage itu seperti apa? Jadi untuk klasifikasi customer ini tingkat masalah yang dihadapinya itu seperti apa? Apakah dia sudah menunggu lama, sangat lama, dan masih belum mendapatkan jawaban? Nah, kalau misalnya seperti itu, nanti dari bot itu bisa akan di-route ke human agent yang bisa merespon lebih cepat. Mungkin kasih prioritas lebih tinggi. Dan juga mungkin bisa dipakai untuk qualify sales lead. Jadi misalnya kalau bot ini dipakai untuk promo, jadi bisa melihat dari respon customer, oh ini sepertinya orang ini sudah sangat tertarik untuk produk ini. Dan selain itu sudah bisa mengumpulkan mungkin nama perusahaan, nama PIC, terus alamat, dan yang lain-lain. Jadi setelah itu bot bisa melempar ini ke sales team, dan sales team bisa tinggal mengirimkan penawaran. Selain itu, area ketiga di mana bot bisa membantu itu adalah untuk knowledge bot. Jadi banyak pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang diterima contact center itu biasanya hanya untuk FAQ. Jadi contohnya mungkin untuk di bidang telco, banyak yang tanya, gimana cara saya top up kartu saya? Atau mungkin di ISP, atau di credit card, atau di bank. Gimana cara saya bisa membayar bill tagihan saya? Nah, jadi ini satu area juga di mana bot bisa membantu. Dan yang terakhir, bot dan AI ini, itu akan bisa di-enhance dengan yang namanya otomatisasi. Jadi setelah customer melakukan chatting dengan bot, mungkin bot bisa membantu mengirimkan link, di mana customer bisa dipandu untuk melakukan pembayaran atau pembelian dan yang lain-lain. Nah, nanti dari partner kita akan membahas lebih lanjut bagaimana kita bisa meng-enhance customer experience dengan automation. Dan satu hal yang mungkin perlu saya tekankan di sini, bot dan AI ini tidak akan mereplace human agent. Human agent ini masih sangat dibutuhkan dari proses awal, dari proses training, dan sampai nanti akhirnya, untuk sampai misalnya untuk closing, untuk masalahnya sendiri, atau untuk closing sales. Oke, apa keuntungan dari bot dan AI? Jadi pertama, bot dan AI ini bisa membantu untuk meningkatkan kepuasan pelanggan. Nah, dengan bot sendiri, customer service atau contact center ini bisa diakses 24 jam, 7 hari kerja, dan 365 hari. Jadi, customer tidak perlu menunggu kalau ada masalah, mereka bisa langsung menghubungi bot untuk meresolve masalahnya. Jadi contohnya nih, misalnya saya malam-malam butuh informasi gimana, kenapa akun saya tidak bisa diakses, gimana cara saya top up. Nah, dengan adanya bot yang always available, tentunya saya akan kepuasan saya dengan layanan tertentu ini pasti akan meningkat. Dan karena itu, ini akan membantu untuk mereduce churn. Jadi saya akan terus berlangganan atau terus memakai layanan tersebut. Ketiga, dengan adanya bot, kita bisa membantu untuk increase leads. Dan juga untuk mengqualify leads ini sudah sebagus apa, sudah sejauh apa. Jadi setelah customer mungkin ada masalah dengan top up atau dengan pembayaran, bot ini bisa diprogram juga untuk upsell atau untuk melakukan promosi. Oh, apakah Anda sudah tahu dengan layanan kami yang ini? Nah, setelah itu bot bisa melakukan mungkin menanyakan beberapa pertanyaan untuk qualify leads-nya, seberapa tertarik customer ini dengan layanan yang tadi di-offer. Dan setelah itu bot bisa meneruskan promosi ini ke sales team. Selain itu, bot juga sangat akan meningkatkan produktivitas dari contact center. Ini dalam beberapa hal. Jadi pertama, untuk FAQ atau pertanyaan yang sering ditanyakan customer, ini bisa dihandle oleh bot. Jadi human agent tidak perlu melakukan menjawab hal-hal yang sangat repetitif terus-menerus. Jadi ini akan menurunkan tingkat kebosanan agent dengan hal-hal yang repetitif tersebut. Dan juga ini akan mengurangi waktu yang di-spend oleh agent untuk melakukan hal-hal yang kurang valuable. Jadi agent bisa lebih fokus ke hal-hal yang lebih high value. Jadi seperti tadi untuk mungkin membantu untuk close sales atau untuk resolve problem-problem yang sangat kompleks. Jadi waktu mereka akan better spend untuk high value items. Dan dengan hal-hal tersebut juga nanti contact center agent juga akan lebih happy. Dan dengan tingkat kebahagiaan agent lebih tinggi, mereka juga akan lebih produktif lagi. Satu contoh lagi di mana bot dan AI bisa membantu untuk meningkatkan produktivitas itu adalah di caller authentication. Jadi contohnya kalau kita menelpon ke bank, biasanya nanti di awal human agent akan menanyakan beberapa security question. Siapa nama ibu kandung Anda? Transaksi terakhir dengan kartu kredit Anda apa? Nah, ini ke depannya bisa dialihkan ke bot. Nah, dengan ini setiap call itu agent akan bisa menghemat 1-2 menit untuk melakukan authentication. Dan yang terakhir lagi, dengan adanya bot ini tentu saja akan ada cost saving. Jadi semua hal-hal mungkin kalau tadi semua dihandle oleh human agent, mungkin dengan penambahan customer sebanyak 1.000 orang, mungkin agent harus ditambah sebanyak 10 orang. Tapi dengan adanya bot ini mungkin cuman perlu nambah agent mungkin 3 atau 5 orang. Nah, di bawah kanan ini saya juga sudah mengambil data 33% dari FAQ itu bisa terjawab dengan langsung oleh bot. Dan customer dapat langsung menerima jawaban dan resolusi oleh bot. Jadi ini bisa menghemat sampai 109 jam. Dan selain itu ada 44% improvement dari customer response time. Tren terakhir yang kita awasi juga di pasaran itu adalah big data. Nah, big data ini sendiri adalah field yang sangat luas. Jadi saya ingin lebih fokus untuk membahas ke speech analytics. Jadi speech analytics ini bisa dipakai di beberapa area. Jadi pertama untuk mengevaluasi customer satisfaction dan juga untuk mengevaluasi seberapa compliant agent dengan SOP yang ada. Nah, untuk sekarang ini biasanya ini dilakukan oleh human. Jadi entah itu dari tim audit atau tim audit, mereka harus mendownload call recording, harus mendengarkan rekaman percakapan tersebut untuk menganalisa seberapa compliant sih agentnya dengan SOP yang kita punya. Terus apakah mereka sudah menghandle pertanyaan customer dengan benar. Nah, dengan speech analytics ini, dengan teknologi speech analytics, percakapan itu, dan bagaimana agent itu mengungkapkannya. Jadi apa itu konteksnya seperti apa ini sudah benar, dan juga emosi dari agent ataupun customer. Nah, ini akan memberikan kita view 360 derajat dari customer journey. Jadi contohnya dengan adanya omni-channel dan adanya voice, video, dan bot, agent akan bisa melihat history customer ini. Jadi mungkin coba dibayangkan waktu customer call, telepon masuk. Jadi call-nya itu bisa di-route berdasarkan dengan interaksi yang pernah terjadi sebelumnya. Jadi kalau customer contoh sudah pernah komplain sebelumnya, mungkin lewat WhatsApp atau lewat sosial media, berulang-ulang kali tentang suatu masalah yang mereka hadapi. Jadi waktu teleponnya masuk, contact center ini sudah tahu, oh customer ini pernah komplain di sosial media, di WhatsApp, jadi mungkin call-nya akan di-route dengan prioritas lebih tinggi. Dan agent juga sudah siap untuk menghandle customer yang mungkin tingkat iritabilitasnya udah tinggi. Dan selain itu, dengan adanya big data dan speech analytics, contact center bisa mengidentify masalah-masalah apa saja sih yang sering dihadapi oleh customer. Jadi contohnya nih, kalau contact center banyak di bank, banyak menerima panggilan telepon tentang bagaimana cara saya memblok kartu saya setelah hilang. Nah, jadi dengan adanya big data dan speech analytics, sistem contact center ini akan otomatis memberikan datanya. Nah, nanti dari contact center itu bisa mengalihkan ini ke bot. Jadi untuk memblokir kartu kredit, mungkin semuanya bisa dilakukan oleh bot, tidak perlu human intervention. Jadi caller authentication itu dilakukan oleh bot, sampai ke request untuk memblok kartu itu dilakukan oleh bot juga. Dan selain itu juga dengan adanya speech analytics dan big data, contact center juga bisa cari tahu preference-nya customer itu apa. Nah, ini mungkin lebih relevan untuk ke sales atau untuk leads. Jadi contoh mungkin ada layanan untuk online streaming. Jadi bisa melakukan panggilan, oh kita ada mungkin ada promo film ini, atau ada sinetron ini, atau ada live match. Nah, dengan adanya speech analytics ini, contact center bisa punya data, oh customer sukanya yang drama atau film yang seperti ini. Jadi di kemudian hari dengan ada big data ini, lagi-lagi kita bisa menggunakan bot untuk upsell layanan atau upsell produk. Mungkin sekian dari tren-tren yang kita sudah observe dari market di tahun 2020 dan di awal 2021 ini. Saya akan masuk ke agenda selanjutnya, yaitu sedikit tentang Jasnita. Jadi Jasnita ini adalah provider UCaaS, Unified Communication as a Service. Jadi kita sudah berdiri dari tahun 1996. Kita juga ISO certified, ISO 9001 dan ISO 27001. Dan selain itu di akhir Desember kemarin, kita sudah resmi menjadi official partner dari WhatsApp Business API. Customer-customer kita sendiri, kita ada Mandiri 14.000, Mirai Asset, Majelis Ulama Indonesia, dan juga ada 112. Selain itu kita juga mensupport JNE, Indoren, Book My Show, dan Dwi Dayatur. Semuanya ini dengan layanan contact center atau layanan cloud sistem kita. Nah, untuk layanan cloud kita sendiri, yaitu Just Cloud, ini adalah complete UCaaS yang kita bangun dengan enterprise sebagai dasarnya. Jadi sistem kita ini sudah dibangun dengan sangat robust, full redundancy, sangat open, dan fully customizable. Jadi semua customization kita ini bisa dilakukan dengan sangat cepat. Jadi kemarin kita ada customer yang membutuhkan fitur kalau ada telepon masuk, mereka mau agentnya bisa melihat polis asuransi apa saja yang dimiliki oleh customer tersebut. Jadi ini untuk customize sistem ini kita cuma membutuhkan waktu 1 minggu. Selain itu kita juga fast deployment. Kita guarantee dalam 5 hari kerja kita sudah siap untuk mendeploy sistem kita. Dan kita juga support legacy system. Jadi kalau misalnya untuk large enterprise, mungkin yang sudah invest banyak di sistem PBX mereka, kita bisa support setengah dari sistem tersebut. Misalnya di contact center-nya pakai sistem cloud kita, cuman untuk operasionalnya tetap pakai sistem lama. Kita juga sangat fokus ke security. Jadi karena kita juga udah punya ISO 27001, semua layanan kita itu full encrypted, dan kita juga support list line ataupun VPN interconnection. Dan yang terakhir, sistem kita itu agnostik, jadi apapun yang customer pakai, kita akan support. Jadi nggak harus semuanya dari kita. Jadi kalau customer sudah punya sistem CRM sendiri, atau pakai cloud CRM yang lain, atau ticketing sistem yang lain, kita bisa mensupport itu. Sistem kita sendiri pun juga udah terkoneksikan dengan Salesforce, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Freshdesk, dan lain-lain. Selain itu, kita juga udah terinterkoneksi dengan partner-partner kita yang untuk voice bot, untuk visual IVR, yang akan dibahas lebih lanjut oleh speaker-speaker yang selanjutnya, dan juga dengan chatbot. Oke, sekian dari saya. Bila ada pertanyaan atau ingin berdiskusi dengan solusi-solusi yang kita punya, bisa menghubungi kita lewat WhatsApp ataupun lewat email. Kita open untuk any kind of discussion, apapun yang bisa kita bahas, bisa kita bantu, silakan menghubungi Jasnita. Ya, terima kasih.
Terima kasih banyak Pak Ronald Adrianta, Direktur PT Jasnita Telekomindo Tbk. Presentasinya begitu banyak servis yang disediakan oleh Jasnita itu sendiri, apalagi sudah ISO certified, artinya ini sudah bisa dikatakan terjamin lah ya Pak ya. Dan servisnya juga banyak, ada cloud contact center, omni-channel, bots, dan juga AI. Baik, mudah-mudahan para partisipan di sini bisa memanfaatkan servis yang diberikan oleh Jasnita ketika nanti ada pertanyaan atau ingin menghubungi langsung servis-servisnya lebih lengkap, bagaimana caranya bisa langsung kontak ke Jasnita Telekomindo. Selanjutnya, kita akan memasuki sesi presentasi yang kedua. So, let me once again introduce Ms. Jennifer Zhang, co-founder and CEO WIS Holdings Pte Ltd. So please welcome Ms. Jennifer Zhang to give the presentation.
Hello. So everybody can hear me?
Yes,
Great.
loud and clear.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's already be a little bit late afternoon. Maybe my voice can give you a little bit fresh.
All right. Okay, it's your time, Miss Jennifer Zhang.
Thank you so much. So
Okay.
thank you everybody's time, and I really appreciate. My name is Jennifer, and also I love to actually bring our Wiz AI to front of you, and hopefully it helps and helps you make money, maybe can help you save money, and maybe help you making happy customer. I think that's usually I tell everybody is use us. You're gonna have the 3 results. This is actually the products we love to show. Maybe I show in the back end and hear some demos. Yeah. Can you hear the voice?
Halo, saya Iren dari Bank XYZ. Apa bisa bicara dengan Bapak Reno?
Iya, Mbak, saya sendiri.
Iya, Pak Reno. Tagihan kartu kredit Bank XYZ Bapak sudah jatuh tempo tanggal 2.
Sudah jatuh tempo, Mbak.
Biasanya jatuh tempo di tanggal 12 setiap bulannya. Namun jika tanggal 12 ada di akhir pekan, maka akan dimajukan ke hari kerja sebelumnya.
Oh, gitu.
Sudah dibayar belum, Pak, tagihannya?
Belum sih, Mbak. Belum saya bayar.
Kapan, Pak, akan dibayar?
Boleh saya bayar bulan depan, Mbak?
Bapak tidak bisa bayar karena kendala apa?
Iya, saya belum ada uangnya, Mbak, saat ini.
Gini aja, Pak. Bapak bayar aja dulu hari ini 50% dari minimumnya, yaitu 250.000. Sisanya Bapak bayar paling lambat minggu depan. Bisa, Pak?
Maaf, Mbak, kalau untuk minimumnya berapa, Mbak?
Tagihan minimumnya Rp500.000. Gimana, Pak?
Oh, ya sudah. Kalau begitu saya bayar minimumnya saja ya, Mbak.
Baik, tolong bayar sebelum tanggal 23 Januari ya, Pak. Kalau tidak nanti akan ada cas keterlambatan.
Oh iya, maaf, Mbak. Untuk pembayarannya bisa melalui apa saja?
Pembayaran bisa melalui aplikasi Bank XYZ, kantor cabang, atau bisa juga melalui mesin ATM XYZ. Atau Bapak juga bisa melakukan pembayaran melalui cek. Namun untuk pembayaran di bawah 500.000, mohon dicatat tidak bisa melalui cabang ya, Pak.
Baik.
Ya sudah, tolong tagihannya dibayar sebelum tanggal 24 Januari ya. Kalau tidak nanti ada biaya denda yang lebih besar.
Iya, baik, Mbak, baik.
Pembayarannya melalui apa, Pak?
Nanti saya ke ATM ya.
Baik, kami tunggu pembayarannya ya. Jika ada kendala bisa hubungi kami di nomor 6868-5101. Terima kasih dan selamat siang.
So that's actually how a bot actually function as a collector to collect the money for our customer. So basically you can hear we can do a lot of functions, answer the questions, chasing the state, chase the customers. We do the interruptions, and also we can detect it probably is the code, not really intention. We also can fix some kind of intent for the customer. This is actually more interesting because I hear Rona's face, I hear the coping parts, he's smiling. So yeah, so that's something, my background. So things yeah, well, my picture is too pretty, but it's not when you do the startup. So my background, so I was in state for 8 years, mainly doing venture capital. And I was managing 2 funds. One's actually focused on in California. One's another actually is for the US and China. So things like 2019, we're setting a company here, and hopefully actually we can bring more AI voice solution to the Southeast Asia, specific Indonesia. So backgrounds about a company. So around we have 5 offices, around 100 people, and also we have 11 patents related to voice AI solution, and also we have 50 plus basically the R&D capabilities, and also the scientists and special linguistics to handle the voice related solutions. And also we're back to the top CC globally, like GGV, Wavemaker. Also we get support for the local family office. For example, K3 Ventures, it's a Robert Kohl's family office. So that's how we run in business. So far we have quarter in Singapore, and also we have team in Jakarta, in Manila, in Malaysia, and also in Nanjing, China. So why actually I quite interesting about this introduce this voice solution, because I know like, as our partners just like, probably they already have the message, they have a lot of channel, but I realize when people come to the making the decision making momentum, so they always actually want to approach and getting the, some kind of voice engagement. They will automatically call the call center, or like, they want actually, discuss their financial advisor to making some decisions. So from my idea, my understanding is like, we still actually need some kind of like, voice engagement. However, like, it's a lot of time because it's too expensive, or like, the training cost is too high. So we actually don't want to use it. So we have need there, but like, we need to actually having more cheaper and more quality stable solutions for that. This is actually, you see the problem one. So we have a lot of like customer like this, like, basically they have maintained like a call center, but like, when we go through all the call volume they have, we find first one, actually a lot of calls can handle by other channels, also by the, by bots, by message, by chatbots, those are things. So only a few of them actually need to handle by human being. But however, because they maintain the big teams, it costs a lot of money and for them. And specifically, like when you go to the campaign season, or like, emergency cases, like, last year when we were talking about the OTA agents, like, they try to have them, reschedule their flights at the COVID period. You need to waiting for several hours. Then finally they quit. They're just like, don't you wait on the line, we can schedule a call like 2 days, like 2 days later, they finally call. So there was another capacity, like, probably during the campaign time, you need to think about, it's like, it's out of like, your capacity, but you don't know how to handle them. Then the situation will be happen, like you need to making your customer wait a long time, which your customer experience not so good, or like you're probably getting the chance to see. This is actually the, you're missing the sales opportunity because you don't have the manpower to do that. So that's actually the problem we try to solve. Second one is like, when we see the whole customer journey, you see like, when you have decision buy something, or maybe buy products for your family or for your kids. So you always have this kind of journey, like you consider and you go exploration and you do like compare, then finally you select, and then you're making the decision. Even after making decisions, because some products, for example, the air conditioner, or like, other like insurance products, you still need to do the renew and we need to repair. So there was a period that we call customer retention. So all the journey, actually there was a lot of call coming. And however, when you have one customer, you didn't really understand, like the customer may be calling for exploring for several days ago, and now calling because he has other competitor information, so they do the compare. And like, maybe like, already make a decision quietly, but they don't touch your call center, but later they come back because they have product issue or they have policy issue. So all the journeys actually be segmented. It's not be centralized. So if I'm go one customers and I calling several times, today I'm asking my, I asking the education plan. Next days I'm asking the comparison. So this is already be ideal customers I should selling my, maybe education products to them. But however, because the current, the voice data is something like just dumped there and nobody really dive into it and actually give the better solutions. So that's two problem with the voice AI we all can solve. And this is actually, we think about in the future, how the call center or like, the customer engagement should be looks like. So there is one circle we think it's really giving the customer support, which is like, you're using the digitalized, channels, our voice bots or other channels, you handle the customer support inbound. And also when you trigger the certain campaign or you trigger certain events, like for example, you earn money, you need to do the collection, then you do another round of outreach. So the the orange circle is actually the first step, which means that using AI as a tool, so helping them to help you to solving the first tier problem, which is like using them to replace or like take some like your human being out and save some money, or like more real time react to your customer. So this is one circle, but another circle which we actually do a lot of works is really about voice data. So once actually we taking all the voice data, now sometimes we go to the call center, actually taking like, the several years data to analysis the whole user journey, give the suggestions to customers. That part, like, we actually bring this out, actually do like, analysis. So we can actually go to all the omni-channel, put it into like, your central BI system, big data intelligence, and also to understand your customer better. So even some right now, like, there was some customer working with, they have thousands of the customer labors, helping them to, understand this customer, even do the credit, prediction model with us. And sometimes actually even predict the price of the, certain products in the market. So that's something actually we spend a lot of time. So, like data is a gold. But sometimes when we go call center, I realize you actually threw the gold everywhere. But now so we come and we try to clean up it and make sure it's utilized. This is usually we will try to think ourselves, as I mentioned. Actually, more straightforward is like, for this one, proactive engagement. It's like, we always engage the campaign and sales, upsells, like cross sells, and also collection. So that means like, the boss can really make money for you. And second ones are really about this, happy customer, because you are using it in the call center, it's standby 24 hours, and it's always happy because the voice is very stable and always cheerful. Sometimes one of my customer actually complains like, Jennifer, your boss is too cheerful. Why is so happy? I was like, let me change another professional one, like a more stable, because it's a financial customer. And then like, they don't need to wait. And also they can solve like 80%, 60% of questions. So last part, as I mentioned, we do a lot of things with the voice data analysis. And also like, we're working with a lot of call center, BPO, try to transport their traditional, as I mentioned, it's really like some garbage they generated, just saving them 7 years into like some touch point and data insight for them, helping them to really reuse them and understand the customer profiling better. So this is capability we already mentioned, because you already hear our samples. Actually, we have a lot, 1,000 bots going every day. So you can see like they continue listen to you. They can chase the questions. They can clarify the statements, and also they can allow interruptions. And they have a very high accuracy to understand what you're saying. So this is actually the bots. We try to make sure like it's quite mimic like the human being. It's like similar like human beings behavior. And second part is like, in the market wise, as I mentioned, because we have 5 office all serving the different regions customer. So we can handle the Chinese, English, different accents, Malaysian English, Singlish, and also Bahasa, and also the Tagalog, which is like, serving for our Philippine customers. Yeah. So this is actually the ecosystem already integrated. So we can handle Avaya, Cisco, Genesys, which is because our customers say, hey, Jennifer, you cannot offer me like, only this function things. I need you to integrate with that. Also like Jacinta, actually we fundamentally be a partner. Actually we have some deal together to integrate it. For third part is CRM, like, when you actually trigger out the balance statements and also customer specific informations. So this is actually, we jump on this, board and going to call for like more longer customer requirements and customer journey. And also last part, actually, we offer the cloud version, and also we can support on-prem and hybrid model based on your needs. And also we are quite open to see how can we actually embrace all the omni-channel from like, WhatsApp, like Viber, and also like message, email, those are things, because we believe like customer like with the voice engagement is one part of journey, but we need to embrace all the whole end-to-end journey, make sure like our customer can understand and serve their customer better. So this is something like we do, confirmation. So we're taking a slot. You can see like, you can engage with the omni-channel, and also you can ask the feedbacks. This is actually, we're working with the local Singapore hospital. So we actually local the biggest, the private and also the public hospital, all our customers in Singapore. So during the COVID time, we actually do a lot of engagement with their patients and make sure like, the patient is be taken care of. And also they're getting a warm regarding, the grading parts, like, from our bots. And also another part I already mentioned, because we do a quite, dynamic analysis backend. So first one, we definitely transcribe all your record from the voice to the text space. And second one, based on your conditions and also the requirements, we can customize all this like labor, helping them to understand quickly. Because maybe you don't have enough time to check all the records, like, maybe they have the longest one when we see is around like 30, 40 rounds. Sometimes even like, the special FAQs, you can drive a long time, but maybe your call center people don't have time. So we're helping them labor it out. Like, is it really the symptom they have? Like, what age they have, what's a career they have, and also what. So last part is more regarding the, last part is regarding like, this is like, is what action we should take. Is a human being need to jump in and talk, or like, is a message need to be triggered out, or like the other ways we need to continue serving the customer. This part our system will track out. So I guess like, understand customer quickly and identify the service gap, and also the case is quite important, because we see because of this data, we can actually fulfill these categories, helping the customer, earn their customer better. So these other things, because I will focus on, we have a lot of dashboards and it's really customized. You can see like, the call status informations, and also the details of like, each call. And also we'll summarize the intent for you. So all this is quite, based on needs. And basically we already analysis the trends and insight. So once you really do something for the target customers, you can trigger out all the data, and we're happy actually helping you to do more like offer the more certainty reaction or response, helping them, to target, the right people and also have the better results. And also this is actually, we do a lot of visualize, as I mentioned. So this is a case when we do with a hospital, like, first one, like, they ask us like generally for the whole weeks, what are the things you need to have? Like, when you have intention, what are the intention they have? And also like, is the change, the problem solved? And you can see in our analysis, one of like, customized dashboard, we can tell them this is the intention they have. And also last 5 days, more people asking like in working hour, more people asking like, the call, and also more people asking their, certificate of health. This is one part. And second part is like, we're trying to unlock what they don't know. So basically in our NLP models, we will actually generate a lot of key informations from our backend. So even you didn't notice, but like, we always recommend there is something probably the customer more interested. So we have this kind of recommendation engine in the backend, try to get them understand what exactly the recent trends for our customer, which you didn't notice before. So some successful story, because this one is actually one of the customers we have. So we're playing, we're working actually in several e-commerce platforms in the Southeast Asia and all their big ones. So this is actually when we do in Malaysia. So we do the comparison of the conversion rates. And this is actually more like customer have the campaign. We're helping them to do the leads generation. And like, at the end of the day, actually we have higher conversion rates than their human being. I guess that's the reason, because like, in our backend, we always learn from the best, but the human being always learn the average performance. So in that case, we always learn the best and best. So our bots maybe be the, good, agent, maybe cannot compete the most excellent one. But sometimes like, you can always have this kind of army. So you can actually deduct those people who didn't really perform well, especially from call center. So in that case, we can, maintain some kind of like, high level of performance with quite stable status. And second one's about like, the payment reminder. We are talking with the telco. Actually, we in locally, they're using us actually do the payment collections. So we actually, every dollar they spend in one human being, they can collect $30 back. But for us, like, every dollar spent with us, actually they can collect $90 back. So it's already 3 times difference. That's why we have a very strong, powers to talking with them and try to more use case with telecoms, and also helping customer not saving money, as I mentioned, really getting money back. Last part, actually, I love to share is like really the reminding cases. Sometimes you may see like, this is the case I always be challenged by some of the customers, because it's that, oh, I already have message, I already email, just I'm gonna tell my customer, tell my patient to come. But this is the case with proof with our customer. There's like, when they actually only receiving the passive email, like all the message, even sometimes WhatsApp, they won't show up, or the show up rate is quite, relatively okay. But when you have a call, when you pick up the phone, and also they say like, oh, okay, I will come. And also like, what's the reason I cannot make it? And I reschedule. Usually the chance for them to show up is quite important. And like, the result much will be higher. So our cases, these cases, actually we're saving them 70% of the 75% cost, also helping them to increase the 50% increase, show up rates. Because your doctor time is the money. So that's way how actually we can making money for you, more efficient and effectiveness of using this. So I guess we have a lot of use cases. Things like last year, we have customers, e-commerce, in banks, in insurance, and also telecoms, and also even like healthcare and government cases. I guess the number one is like, just let us know. And we're happy to explore with you. So any questions? Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Zhang, for your presentation. So once again, we allow to all participants to ask some question in the chat room, or in the end of the presentation, we have question and answer session. So thank you very much from the WIS Holdings Pte Ltd. Next, we have the next session presentation is from Dotlines Group. It will presented by Mr. Ola Johanneslin as the Director of Business Development, and also Hassan Mehdi as the Executive Director, Dotlines Group, Singapore. Please welcome.
Thank you, Cynthia. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we hear you very loud and clear.
Fantastic. So, Cynthia, in the conversation, I will need your help. Is that good?
Sorry?
In the presentation, I will need some help from you. Is that
all
okay?
right? Cool. It's okay.
All right. So, Cynthia, tell me, let's say you called your bank and you want, let's say, your statement for the last 30 days because you want to apply for visa in some way. Typically, what is the journey like? You call the call center and then what happens?
Okay. In my case, normally in every time I call the bank center, it's make me stressful if I have to wait a long time, even before I talk with the customer service. It takes around like 10 minutes, and then it just costs my my credit from my phone. It costs my time, and then the question from each question from the customer service, it's like it's too many.
Too many.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine Cynthia scenario whereby you call the call center, and the call center says, if you want a quicker service, I'm sending you a link over SMS. Click the link and you will get the service. Will you click it?
Yeah, of course. It's cheaper.
Cheaper, yeah.
Yeah.
So the voice call gets cut and you get the link. The link is like this. All right?
All right. Yeah.
We go there.
Halo semua, selamat datang di First Visual IVR Indonesia.
Okay.
All right.
Saya Nabila.
And you want a banking service. You click the bank.
Saya sama
cool.
Anda.
All right.
Yeah.
Then you click, I need my bank statement. Click here. So immediately from your phone number, the bank understand that you have a card account. You also have a bank account.
Okay.
Your bank account statement.
Oh, it's don't need so many times, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, it's more easy.
One-time password to you. You press 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
confirm,
Silakan klik tautan PDF untuk melihat laporan.
you get your
Semoga
PDF statement here.
Oh, it's cheaper. Sometimes, so if I have to go to the bank, I have to pay for the printout statement.
Absolutely. So does it make sense to you?
Yeah. It's so interesting.
Exactly. So it saves cost,
Mhm.
number one. I think you are very concerned about cost. I don't know why.
Of course, especially for a mother.
Come on. Second part is it saves time.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to go through all those hassles, right?
Mhm.
Now imagine you have asked for, you have sent a parcel to your friend and you want to know this. So you go here again and you say logistics.
Selamat datang di First Logistic, solusi layanan pelanggan di masa
I want to
depan.
track my order.
Jika Anda ingin melacak pesanan, bantu kami dengan mengetikkan nomor
I put
pesanan Anda.
the
Ini
tracking
adalah
number.
nomor. Hai lagi. Kami baru saja memeriksa satu.
It says your parcel is right at this moment here,
paket Anda akan sampai
and
di
within
sana
so and so
dalam
date,
sehari. Terima
you will
kasih.
get the delivery done,
Wow,
right?
it's so interesting.
Yeah, so globally, what we see as Wiz AI was presenting, Ronald was talking about, essentially the customer service management and killing the frustration of the customer is one part of the story. The other part of the story is, as I grow, can I actually reduce my service cost? So we served one of the ISPs in one of the very growth market, which is Bangladesh. And there we see they have got 100,000 homes they are serving today. And just a guess, Cynthia, to serve 100,000 homes, how many customer care executives typically a company should have? Ronald, you can also add in. Typically, what should be the number of customer care service center people a company should be having?
Yeah, so many.
Ronald,
I wonder, I can't count it.
Ronald, as an expert, what is your guess?
Maybe 50.
50. This company serves with only 18 executives. 1-8.
Cutting in half.
Yeah. So how? So I call the call center of the internet service provider because at the moment I'm having no internet. So Cynthia, in this case, what would you do? You will call your service provider?
In this case, if they have the services like this, of course I will use the services, because you don't have to download the application. You just click the link, and then you don't have so many time to waste, and then it's less cost.
I love this part that when you say you don't need to download any application, it is web-based. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So here what we have done for that internet company, you click the link, you arrive here. All right. Get started.
Carnival Visual Support Center.
Yeah, it's a direct
language.
অথবা corporate
Existing
package থেকে
customer,
বেছে নিন।
click here.
Exclusive deal আপনার Carnival
What is your
ID
ID? Let's say you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, your ID, and immediately says
আপনি কি সার্ভিস চান অথবা কেমন সমস্যা ফেস করছেন
what kind of service you want. I have no internet, I have slow internet, I want a new connection, I want other few services like change my package, shift my connection, my router needs to be configured, update information. Everything is given here. It's a self-serve menu with voice guidance. Right? Why voice guidance? Because people don't want to read.
Yeah.
There is
and
no,
also it helps for people who can't
there is no
typing.
wonder why globally YouTube search is surging like anything and Google search remains in the same place, because people do not want to read anymore. They want to see and hear. That's it. Very fast, easy, convenient. So in this case, what we have done here is that we have created a voice-based guidance and a menu here. So if I don't have internet, I click here.
Extremely sorry. কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যেই আমাদের একজন প্রতিনিধি আপনার সাথে
So
যোগাযোগ করবে।
what they have done is they have maintained the number of customer care center executive at only 18, below 20. They had 18 executives when they had 40,000 subscribers. They still have 18 executives when they have 100,000 subscribers. Because 30% of their calls goes to this kind of self-serve menu with a link enabled. Ronald was saying in his presentation that roughly about 35 to 40% calls are repetitive. You can predict that this kind of calls will come. And these 30% calls, 30% issues takes about 70% of the calls. So it is no brainer that why a service provider will not make these mundane repetitive calls into AI driven intuitive mechanism, plus not relying on any app, rather a web-based application. Whenever whenever Cynthia needs the statement, whenever Cynthia needs to put the complaint in, she will go to the link, click it and say, hey, I'm not having internet, or I want to track my parcel, or I want to complain that I don't have internet, so you need to do something fast about this.
Wow.
This is the whole idea of visual IVR. See, we typically know IVR, press 1, 2, 3, 4, and once it reaches 9, I forgot what was number 3. That's the reality of a voice-based IVR.
Yeah.
What we have created is, we have created a very simple 2 menu. If you want quicker service, press 1, I will send you a link. If you want to wait and talk to an agent, press 2. You might need to wait 3 to 5 minutes. It's a very clear, simple choice for the customer. Do I want to be served by a human agent? It's costly, I need to wait. Do I want to be served by myself? Press 1, get the link and do the serving there. See, one very interesting thing that Dotlines has done together with largest operator in Malaysia is Digi. So what I do is here, I call their call center number 131226. Once I call,
Nepali भाषाको लागि अंक 2 थिच्नुहोस्. Untuk bahasa Indonesia, tekan 3.
So once I click, let's say number 1, because in Malaysia, Digi has a very unique set of subscriber. One part of the subscriber is the migrant blue collar workers. These workers come from Indonesia, Bangladesh, Nepal. They do not have good education. Yeah, so they can only understand their own language, but they have a lot of service to take. So what we do is that when the customer calls that number, a SMS comes in with the link. I click the link. Once I click the link, I go to a visual IVR menu. It's in Bangla, local language. I can choose language here, let's say Bahasa Indonesia. It will change. All right?
Yeah.
So I can see what are the services available. I click, I want to top up my Digi connection.
Siapa sih yang nggak butuh paket internet? Di mana lagi Anda bisa mendapatkan paket-paket luar biasa kalau bukan dari Digi?
I don't understand anything. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah. It's explained about the package.
Right. So if I select Bangla for Bangladeshi users, it will take me to all these places. Let's say I want to send my money to my family back home. Very common service. I click it here. It talks in its own language. So I want to send internet pack. It says the number you want to send, write it here. So I write 01708515054. It immediately understands which operator it is. And it says press the next button. Next means this one. I press it. It says these are the packages you have. Which package you want to send to your mother? Let's say I want to send this package. Press next. Press your number, submit, done.
Simple.
So, yeah, simple. Essentially, what we see in an environment, in a very advanced operator like Digi, their app penetration among the migrant segment is in single digit. Many companies in the world are very excited about app. It's fantastic, no doubt. But me as a service taker, if I call my service provider once in a month, I don't want the app to be in my phone. Let's say, imagine in case of an insurance company, how many times you call to an insurance company in a year? Maybe 2 times, 3, 4, 5. Why do you need to have an app for that? So there are many sectors whereby your interaction with the call center or your helpline is very infrequent. So there is no reason to have an app. Rather, we create a web app. This is called a web app, that example that I've shown you. The technology is extremely complex on the back end, but very simple for the end user in the front end. And this is what Dotline's Pulse is all about. We create complex technology, very simple for the end user to take it up. Imagine a scenario. I call my bank and the bank says, sir, can you please tell me your name? I say Hassan. And from my voice tone, it immediately identifies it is actually Hassan. We call this voice biometric. I don't need to give any account number. I don't need to say what was my payment in the last 30 days. I don't need to say what was my last transaction. These are all very complex questions. And I don't want to lose time. All I need to say, hey, this is Hassan calling. So immediately my system understands this is actually Hassan, because your voice cannot be copied by somebody else like your face. So we do voice biometric. We do facial biometric. And with that, we can easily authenticate a customer and push him a link like I have shown you here in the examples. And with your link, with the voice guidance, you do all the things that you need to do. Is it 100% solution? No, but it is 80% of the problems can be solved. For remaining, you can still make a phone call from that menu and talk to the customer care executive. So what we understand at Pulse in Dotlines, we believe the next generation of digitalization in case of customer service, in case of making customers happy, in case of giving them faster service, in case of reducing cost, in case of scaling it up, every company or most of the companies who are more customer focused, they need to go towards this. I don't want to bore you with any kind of presentation today. All I want to say that solutions like this are available. It is your choice whether you want to onboard with this one or not. Imagine a beautiful call center solution from Jasnita paired with the voice AI of Wiz AI, and then giving a customer interface like the one that I have shown you in the Pulse. Imagine the kind of delight that you are going to create, the kind of differentiation you're going to make. And this is what is all about when we talk about digitalizing and, more importantly, making your customer service to an orbital shift. There are many clients, they're looking for digitalization, looking for making it AI driven and all. Listen, I mean, in Dotlines, we believe that technology does not need to be complex. It needs to be relevant. Many people will say, this is a talking website. Yes. Many people can say, your AI actually learns from different scenarios and it has got a machine learning. It's nothing. Yes, fantastic. But how much of it you could do actually? Let's not run after complexity. We go for simplicity. And the more simple you can make things, I would say that is more relevant for your customers. So our humble submission as a participant here today, together with Ronald's, Jasnita, and Jennifer's Wiz AI and our Dotlines, it is very important for each of the participants here today. I see you guys are coming from banking sectors, ISP sectors, BPOs and all, even from the government. It is important that you make your customer care front an intelligent one. It is important to make it more human, and it is important to make it more relevant for the people who are calling. It doesn't need to be super technology. Let super technology be on the back end. Do not give the pain of the super technology to the end users. Make it simple for them. So I believe our idea is making technology simple and relevant for your customer care. and making your customer care win rather than be a back end lose end. No, never. Right? They do a very good job, very difficult job. Sometimes it is very thankless job. Right? So how can we make it delightful for them? It is a role that we need to play all. Me as a CMO, you as a business leader, you need to understand your customer care goes to tremendous amount of stress. And that is the biggest friction point we see. Can we make it a delight point? Can we make it a reference point? Can we make it some point that your current customers, hey, come on, call this guy, see what is called customer care. So this is very, very important, right? So I think the most important take from today's discussion is how we can humanize our customer interaction points and make it large, make it a reference point for bringing more and more customers. That's about it, yeah? So I don't want to talk about technology. I don't want to talk about complexity, dashboards and nothing. Those are there because any solution must have this. But it is very important to understand and align with a vision and most importantly, with the depth of understanding. What do I need to deliver to my customers? It has to be simple, it has to be guided, it has to be intuitive. Let technology handle the complex part. You think about acquisition, retention, and enhancement part of it. That's all, Ronald. That's all, Jennifer, and that's all, Cynthia, from my side.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hassan Mehdi, Executive Director Deadlines Group in Singapore. It's very interesting for me. It's like more easier. You don't need to download the application, and then sometimes the application is just ruin your phone. So sometimes one application just need when you need it. So it's good when the technology is how to humanize your customer. It's very interesting quote. Okay, so from Deadlines, we are so sorry, Mr. Ola, don't join us again?
Yes, actually, he is out of his home electricity. That's the problem. How does he solve it? Visual IVR probably can help him better.
Okay, so now we have the question and answer session. If there are any participant who want to ask some question to all speaker, we allow you to open your, to unmute your mic. So you just directly to ask the question. Okay.
Is there
maybe
incentives and awards available for making questions? Maybe that will motivate.
Yeah. So still we need we wait for the question. But first of all, I would like to ask to Jasnita Telekomindo. Mungkin yang tadi dipresentasikan begitu singkat tapi begitu lengkap, mungkin bisa ditambahkan sedikit ini Pak Ronald. Sebenarnya yang tadi disampaikan terkait dengan omni channel ini sebenarnya mampu meningkatkan loyalitas pelanggan nggak sih ketika omni channel ini digunakan oleh suatu perusahaan?
Pastinya ya, soalnya kan banyak keluhan dari pelanggan itu mungkin saya coba telepon lama nggak ada yang ngangkat sampai 30 menit, 20 menit. Nah dengan omni channel ini kan berarti ada cara lain untuk bisa menghubungi provider saya kan. Jadi bisa lewat chat, bisa lewat sosial media juga. Nah tentunya kalau lewat chat itu pasti mentalitas customer itu berbeda. Kalau lewat telepon kan mereka mau langsung dijawab dengan cepat, mau dapat resolusi dengan cepat. Nah tapi kalau lewat chat itu biasanya kalau saya nih ada masalah saya chat, saya sambil kerjain hal yang lain. Nah,
akhirnya nggak fokus ya?
Ya, nah nanti waktu dijawab baru saya bisa, baru saya bisa respons. Nah, dengan adanya ini tentunya akan memudahkan customer, jadi mereka tentunya pasti akan stay dengan layanan itu.
Oke, jadi pastinya customer merasa lebih dihargai di satu sisi, tapi customer juga bisa mendapatkan informasi yang diperlukan secara lengkap, secara menyeluruh, dan juga sesuai dengan pertanyaan atau informasi yang mereka perlukan gitu ya Pak.
Ya.
Tapi kalau ada layanan telepon nih tanpa mempunyai perangkat apapun, ada tidak layanan telepon tersebut yang benar-benar bisa dibawa kemanapun nih? Apakah kita bisa memiliki layanan seperti itu?
Oke, di JustCloud sendiri kita punya layanan yang seperti itu. Jadi yang dibutuhkan sebetulnya cuma akses ke internet. Nah, nanti bisa melakukan panggilan atau menerima panggilan telepon itu entah dengan handphone. Jadi kita nanti install aplikasi di handphone atau di laptop. Ataupun nanti kita akan launch, jadi tidak perlu install aplikasi apapun, tinggal login ke portal kita yang di JustCloud. Kita punya teknologi yang namanya WebRTC. Jadi nanti dari web browser itu bisa melakukan panggilan dan menerima panggilan telepon. Jadi ini sangat mudah, sangat membantu untuk contact center. Jadi misalnya perlu ada penambahan agent. Jadi mereka misalnya lagi kondisi pandemi ya, semua lagi lockdown di rumah, penambahan agent. Jadi mereka tinggal add aja agentnya ke sistem kita. Agent tidak perlu install apapun. Jadi tidak perlu IT timnya nanti, tolong dong install aplikasi ini terus login dengan username password ini. Jadi tinggal login aja ke web portal, agent udah siap untuk menerima panggilan telepon.
Oke, sesimpel itu juga ya, Pak Ronald ya?
Ya, betul.
Oke, baik, kita masih menunggu ketika ada partisipan yang mau langsung bertanya ke masing-masing speaker. Kami persilahkan untuk meng-unmute mic para partisipan, ataupun bisa masuk melalui kolom chat juga kami persilahkan. Bebas aja untuk melakukan pertanyaan. Baik, sambil menunggu, maybe I would like to ask Miss Jennifer Zhang. Miss Zhang.
Hello.
Yeah, so it's very interesting about your service. Maybe you can explain a little bit about the solution benefit about the customer.
Actually, we already I mentioned during the conversation. So first one, more like making money for customer, like because of this leads generation and also the collection cases, because increase the collection rates or like increase the customer leads, that definitely bring the customers more value, revenue resources. And second one, I guess, it's more like understanding their customer behavior and then digitalize it. I think it's more like smooth the whole customer journey and make sure you understand the customer better. Yeah.
Okay. Next, maybe the roadmap about the company in terms of new product in the pipeline, and also tweaking the solution to target a wider demographic.
I guess we put a lot of efforts in Indonesia market and Southeast Asia market. Even now we have US customer. It's quite interesting because we're getting organic growth in US too. So the one interesting part, I guess, is like we actually quite focus on Indonesia market, and hopefully we're getting to the more regions like SM, telecom, and healthcare, and also those e-commerce, and also fintech. Those are an area we're quite focused on. And hopefully we can bring the end-to-end solution to them.
Okay. Next, I would like to ask Mr. Hasan, secara untuk para partisipan, secara singkat, mungkin tadi ada banyak yang belum bergabung. Saya akan jelaskan sedikit dalam bahasa. Ada pelayanan yang memang disampaikan oleh Dotlines. Kalau tadi dicontohkan, akan ada link yang disampaikan ketika customer mendapatkan kesulitan untuk mendapatkan informasi. So I would like to ask Mr. Hasan, can this system work in parallel with the existing call center, or we have to replace our system with your new services?
No. I mean, don't think about replacement.
Because it's going to be take a cost.
Very costly, right? Okay. So I have my call center system here, right? What I do here is that I put up Pulse, Visual IVR side by side. So what happens here is that one customer calls, he listens to one menu saying, press 1 to get a self-service link. Press 2 if you want to talk to an agent. You press 1. Immediately from your existing call center, information goes to my system saying, hey, please send a link to this customer in this phone number. So the SMS goes to the customer, or it can be a WhatsApp message also. The SMS says, please click the link to get the self-service. Simple. So it is actually handshaking between two systems, and you are not here to replace one for the other. There is no reason, and there is no need. So to answer your question, you just don't need to replace anything. Rather, it's sitting side by side, one system talking to the other. That's it.
Okay, so it can be parallel.
Of course.
Yeah. Can we combine the interface with other channel like WhatsApp, chatbot, etc.?
Absolutely. Imagine, Cynthia, scenario. You went to the website of Jasnita and you want to ask something. You see, get a self-serve menu button. Click, instantly the talking application starts. That's one. Number two, you have an existing app. In that app, you say, get a self-service voice-guided assistance. There is a button. Click, start. You call the call center, get the link in the SMS or WhatsApp or bot, click, start. So the starting point is nothing but a link, a secured link. And that link takes you to the visual IVR magic. You start hearing instructions, assistance, you see buttons in the screen and you interact. Simple.
Yeah, it's so easy then. Okay, thank you for the explanations from Dotlines and also Jasnita and Wiz.ai. So we still have extra time. If each company want to explain about the services, we give you another 5 minutes to each company to give more explanation about the services and the business. Maybe we can start from Pak Ronald.
Thank you. Ya, mungkin sedikit lagi tentang Jasnita. Jadi sistem kita itu komplit. Ada dari Cloud PBX, kita punya sistem Cloud IVR. Jadi misalnya kalau kita nelpon ke bank itu biasanya kan ada voice prompt-nya. Terima kasih telah menghubungi Bank ABC, tekan 1 mungkin untuk kartu kredit, tekan 2 untuk mungkin kredit tambah agunan dan yang lain-lain. Nah, itu semuanya bisa dikonfigurasi dari cloud platform kita. Dan konfigurasinya itu sangat mudah. Nanti ada UI seperti flowchart, jadi kita bisa pilih waktu call masuk, play message apa, terus setelah tekan ini, call-nya kemana. Itu sudah didukung juga dengan teknologi text to speech, dan kita bisa integrasikan juga dengan API ke sistem-sistem yang dipakai oleh customer. Jadi misalnya CRM atau ticketing system, semua udah siap. Terus kita juga ada sistem call center yang berbasis cloud juga. Jadi seperti tadi yang udah saya ceritakan, agent bisa kerja dari manapun juga, supervisor juga bisa mengawasi dari manapun juga. Terus kita juga ada omni-channel platform. Jadi semua chat dan call itu nanti bisa muncul di satu interface. Jadi contact center agent bisa sambil melakukan percakapan voice, bisa menjawab chat juga mungkin dari WhatsApp atau dari Google Business Messaging atau Facebook Messenger. Selain itu, kita juga akan launch satu produk baru yang namanya Flow. Jadi Flow ini untuk kompleks business process. Jadi contohnya, seperti tadi mungkin ada telepon masuk ke perusahaan asuransi, kita ingin lihat penelpon ini punya polis asuransi apa saja. Jadi dengan Flow ini kita bisa configure sebagaimana nanti waktu call masuk kita akan minta customer untuk mungkin input customer ID. Nah, setelah memasukkan customer ID-nya, kita akan pakai Flow untuk mengambil datanya dari CRM perusahaan asuransi tersebut. Dan nanti kita akan display list polis asuransi apa aja yang dimiliki. Nah, selain itu dengan Flow, setelah call selesai, kita bisa lempar ini untuk ke after call survey system. Jadi Flow ini sangat customizable, bisa disesuaikan dengan bisnis proses setiap perusahaan. Oke, mungkin dari saya cukup itu aja. Sekali lagi mungkin kita sangat open untuk bisa diskusi ke depannya. Mungkin kalau ada kebutuhan apapun yang bisa kita customize atau kita bantu dari sisi manapun, please contact Jasnita.
Oke, terima kasih Pak Ronald. Pak Ronald, kalau untuk ngobrol-ngobrol dulu, mungkin di sini dari beberapa partisipan baru tertarik dalam hal, ya baru pengen tahu lah seperti apa produk-produk servicesnya, tapi belum tentu mau pakai. Itu bisa kemana Pak Ronald?
Oke, bisa kontak ke kita lewat WhatsApp kita tadi atau lewat email kita. Kita sebetulnya juga menyediakan free trial juga untuk 1 bulan. Jadi bisa nggak cuman bisa lihat tapi bisa dipakai untuk dipakai di call center-nya atau di kantornya supaya bisa tahu fitur-fiturnya apa saja.
Syarat untuk bisa dapat free trial ini seperti apa Pak Ronald?
Nggak ada sih, cuman tinggal kontak kita aja. Nanti bisa kita siapkan free trial-nya.
Oke, baik. Mungkin bisa disampaikan kontaknya kemana nih untuk Jasnita?
Oh, saya ketik aja ya, mungkin di chat.
Boleh ketik di chat, termasuk website dan juga WhatsApp number atau nomor telepon yang bisa dihubungi ketika ada para partisipan yang mungkin mau coba free trial-nya dulu atau mungkin mau tanya-tanya dulu. Bisa ya Pak Ronald ya?
Ya, bisa. Oke, ini saya kirim sekarang di chat.
Siap. Terima kasih Pak Ronald. So, thank you very much Pak Ronald from PT Jasnita Telekomindo Tbk for the extra explanation. They also have a free trial for 1 month. It's free. And they also very welcome to open your question if you want to chat first or you want to make communication first about the services in Jasnita Telekomindo Tbk. Thank you very much, Pak Ronald. Next, Ms. Zhang, still with me?
Kayaknya ada pertanyaan di
chat. Sorry. Wait for a second, Ms. Zhang. I would like to open the question. Untuk layanan darurat, bagaimana semua layanan ini dapat membantu? It's from Miss Krista. For emergency, how these services could help? Maybe we start from Pak Ronald.
Oke, mungkin untuk layanan emergency dari bayangan saya mungkin dengan adanya bot, dengan adanya visual IVR ini mungkin bisa diimplementasikan juga. Jadi untuk tadi yang saya bilang, salah satu fungsi dari bot itu untuk triage dan untuk data collection. Jadi mungkin misalnya ada penelpon yang sedang butuh bantuan dari ambulans, mungkin bot bisa membantu untuk menerima lokasinya di mana. Jadi bot bisa menanyakan lokasi Anda sekarang di mana. Mungkin juga bisa menanyakan kalau misalnya ini hal-hal yang cukup ringan, itu bot juga bisa mengkategorikan juga. Jadi misalnya jenis emergency-nya apa, jadi bisa dikategorikan oleh bot. Nah, mungkin kalau untuk kasus-kasus yang misalnya sangat kritis, bot bisa langsung memprioritaskan ini untuk langsung ke agent-nya atau untuk langsung mungkin dispatch ke ambulansnya. Contohnya seperti itu. Nah, mungkin selain itu dari sisi cloud juga kita bisa centralize juga ini untuk contact center-nya. Jadi untuk contact center emergency service-nya bisa decentralize di satu lokasi dan bisa menerima pengaduan nggak cuma dari voice tapi dari video juga. Tadi seperti yang saya bilang. Jadi agent bisa lihat kondisi di tempat kejadian itu seperti apa sekarang. Jadi bisa mungkin bisa malah membantu secara remote. Kalau misalnya kondisi medisnya nggak terlalu parah, mungkin agent bisa dikasih edukasi, oke, kita lihat lewat video, mungkin bisa memandu lewat video. Nah, mungkin juga untuk kejadian lainnya, mungkin untuk banjir atau apa bisa dilaporkan lewat WhatsApp atau lewat sosial media. Ya, mungkin dari saya itu.
Baik. Terima kasih Pak Ronald untuk penjelasannya. Selanjutnya, next I would like to go to Miss Zhang. Miss Zhang.
Hello.
Yeah, we still have another 3 till 5 minutes. If you want to give a extra explanation about the services of your company, please.
I think my explanation always be short because I think everybody understand. So the bots actually call and actually using help you gather more results. This is something like almost. But another questions I think come to the audience. So we have the quick one, like 1 week you can use. This is 1 week version, and also we serve for the enterprise solution with all these, whole end-to-end integrations and customize it based on your needs. So both are even either SMB or like enterprise, you always can seeking the best solution from our side to serve you, I guess. And also quite welcome, and if anyone from very urgent to gain your money for your company, I think we are good options and love to actually hear from you. And actually I leave our Lee's email in the also I will share with our team's WhatsApp, and actually you can seeking for opportunity with us. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So there's email and also WhatsApp from the justnita.co.id, and from the Wiz Holdings also. You have the link and also the website, email, and LinkedIn if you need more information about the Wiz Holdings. Ms. Zhang, if Justnita have 1 month free trial, do you have these services?
We have trial and quite great, so welcome to try.
Okay, so it's gonna be 1 month also as well?
Usually 2 weeks, actually you already know results. Yeah,
okay. Okay, around 2 weeks, so the company will know how they work.
Good it is. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Zhang. Now I would like to go to Mr. Mehdi. We have 3 to 5 minutes if you want to give another extra explanation about the services of your company, please.
All right, thank you, Cynthia. The things that we have talked today is very important to conceive and understand. What are we trying to do? We are either trying to automate what we have today with human touch, and we are looking for making it efficient. And we talked about a channel, we talked about something so that most of the people can have access to. I do have app or I don't have app. That should not be an issue. I should get the service as a customer. So can we make it intuitive? Can we make it voice guided? And can we make it so simple that everyone and anyone can afford to take it? So we don't offer trial like the others do, but we have proven cases there. In case of project to project basis, if it's a large project, our partner Justnita is here, we can obviously look for trials. But most importantly, it is important to understand that what do I want to achieve as a bank, as an internet service provider, as a financial organization. Do I want people to wait? No. Do I want to delight them? Yes. Do I want to reduce cost of service? Yes. Do I want to scale without additional cost? Yes. That is when you need to consider a solution like Pulse Visual IVR together with Justnita. So it all depends on the objective and most importantly, understanding of your customer. So I think that is what Jennifer also touched. I did not understand much of what Ronald said in the local language, but essentially I think we are all talking about the same thing. How can we reduce pain on the customer front as well as in the customer service or helpline front? That's the whole thing. Yeah. Cynthia, you're mute.
Okay, so we have a question to Dotlines. What is the timeline for setting up visual IVR?
How soon you want. We can set it up from 1 week to 6
wait.
It's
sorry, Mr. Mehdi. I think there's yeah. Somebody mic just open, so okay. Yeah, please.
So implementation depends on the kind of complexity that we are trying to handle. If it is a very simple menu-based solution that a service provider is trying to do, it can be done within a week time. If it is very complicated, whereby we need to integrate with multiple APIs on the back end to connect with many different kind of databases, it will take some more time. Our system is very modular. You have got templates, you choose templates, you connect your services with the templates, and up and go, running, fantastic. So it's pretty fast, I would say. 4 to 6 weeks times typically we are running in the market. Very, 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 very fast. Yeah.
Okay, it's a very fast and it's easy, but you don't have a free trial, but it already proved.
Yes.
Like you said, okay. So if somebody want or if another company want to know about the explanation,
yeah.
Where or is there any website or email?
You can go
or WhatsApp number.
Yeah, obviously you can go to hellopulse.io.
Okay, can you just put in the chat room as well?
Yes, I've already put it there. You can always contact our partner in Indonesia, which is Jasnita himself, and Ronald is here, the boss. So he will actually decide how to go ahead with this one. Essentially, it's a very fantastic service, easy to implement, and very effective from day one. So why not?
Okay, sorry about the disruption, Mr. Hassan. For the organization from the Ibu Marta, maybe you could help me. I think somebody mic just open, so the audio is open to the webinar, our webinar. Okay. Yeah, because we going to close the webinar and then we need the conclusion, but
anyone have any question? That is what you are trying to say, Cynthia, is it?
No, because just yeah, the voice just coming into our webinar. Okay, the contact is hellopulse.io. Right? Do you have WhatsApp number?
I mean, our partner is just in Indonesia. We do not have Indonesia office, so we run through our partner like Jasnita. So for any contacts, is Jasnita. They are our face and they are our head in Indonesia.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dotlines Group, and also WIS Holdings and PT Jasnita Telekomindo. Thank you very much for your explanation. And then we have to close this webinar. And then we have the conclusion. All the material, the hard copy and also the soft copy, you can ask to Jasnita. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, thank you very much. Once again, saya Cynthia Rompas mengucapkan terima kasih atas untuk webinar kali ini. Semoga semua bisa tetap sehat. Tentunya ada servis yang diberikan yang setidaknya bisa membantu para perusahaan dalam bidang kontak center. Terima kasih sekali lagi, dan seluruh materi bisa didapatkan melalui Jasnita. Dan nanti materinya ini bisa diperoleh dari Jasnita untuk diberikan soft copy-nya. Di chat room juga ada nomor telepon, baik itu website ataupun email dari masing-masing company, jika ada yang ingin melakukan pertanyaan. Untuk itu, sekian, saya Cynthia Rompas mengucapkan terima kasih untuk partisipasinya dalam acara webinar kali ini. Accelerating the digital transformation journey in the telecommunication space. Saya Cynthia Rompas, sampai jumpa. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih Mbak Cynthia. Terima kasih teman-teman.